Welcome to season 3 of the Lucky Ace podcast. I am your host, Lucky J, aka Jay Almaguer, and this is my co-host, editor AJ.
What's going on, y'all?
What's happening, y'all? All right, so I want to go ahead and just jump right into it. All right, we've been gone a while. This is a new season. What have you been up to? Because I see a nice, fancy new hat.
It's what I got so far. Yeah, I've been busy. My friends and I came up with a very ambitious idea that so far has been successful and pretty rewarding. We started a disc golf broadcast production company. Not necessarily like specifically disc golf, but for right now, short term, that is our plan. But we are Player4 Productions. We are covering disc golf tournaments that the PDGA and like Joe Mess and them are not covering, at least here in the state of Texas. We're really focusing here, like Dallas, Houston, San Antonio area.
Yeah, no. So we actually had y'all out to our event, which was the first event of the season for us. At one of my favorite courses in Texas.
Yeah, it's really good.
In Seguin, it's Turkey Ridge owner Justin Davis, who I've already talked to. We're gonna get him on the pod on the next episode, so we can kind of discuss the big surprise that's going to happen at the big reveal that's going to happen at the end of this podcast. But yeah, so Turkey Ridge, it was our first event of the year, the Lucky Ace Open. And what better way to do it than to get that on film? So we got y'all to come out and film the final round, which was a stacked card.
You really, like, I don't want to spoil. Do you want to spoil it? It's really good. It's one word that you can be spoiled about, if that says anything. And it's been out for, I don't know, a month now or so. But yeah, really good. You had Mason Ford, Zach Nash, Freddie Meza, and
the dark horse.
The dark horse himself, Guthrie.
Guthrie?
Yeah, Guthrie.
Tippanaro.
Yeah. My dude. My hero.
He got me. So the first day that Guthrie got out there, he shot well enough to obviously be on lead card going in the final round. And but when I was first announcing him, Charlie Moore, he's a local in this Houston area, they're friends. I was about to turn, and because I always ask the players right before, how do you pronounce your last name, yada yada yada, that way I don't sound like a complete idiot whenever I'm announcing and sending them off. And I asked everybody else, and I turn as soon as I'm about to say something, Charlie's like, no, you have to try and figure it out yourself. And they're all laughing. So I guess it's a thing. I mean, it's a different, I wasn't gonna say weird. It's not weird. It's just a different last name. My last name's super weird. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, you're talking to a dude last name Cueve. There's a Q in my name that just screws everybody up.
I'm Almaguer. So even like, there's not a lot of Almaguers even in Mexico. It's from Spain. It's a Spanish.
Oh, so that's posh Spanish. From the motherland.
I guess. Yeah. But
no, it was a great event. Beautiful. It was my first time being there at Turkey Ridge, and that was an experience. Scouting and getting all the drone footage beforehand. We were winded by the end of that.
That was the story time that I was going to actually bring up. Was the funny part with him doing that part. But prior to that, you done an event in
Wichita, well, in Iowa Park, but like North Texas, called the River Rampage by Player4 Productions.
Now, do you know offhand how long the course is?
Not off the top of my head. I will say filming it took us inside of like 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes.
So AJ, we talked prior to him getting there, obviously. He's like, you know what? We're going to show up early in the morning, and we're gonna go ahead and take care of the drone footage in the morning. We'll be done, and it takes like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, in my mind, I was like, okay, but also I was like, well, the first card, they'll be way out. They're not gonna bother anybody, but it's gonna take a lot longer.
Yeah, it did. It took a whole lot longer. So our head math, it takes us conservatively, because you don't have to do multiple shots at this point with us. Like, we know what we're doing. To do one hole, let's say it takes 2 minutes times 18. That's what 18 times 2 minutes. That'd be 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So, we hustle. We'll get it done around 30-ish. Say 30 minutes. We'll be done in 35, 40 minutes. Yeah, it took us 2 hours maybe a little over, because it did take a few. We had to reshoot a few holes because we were like, usually it's like, oh, T sign or something. It's
well, he has a shorts to
300, maybe 400 feet. We can figure it out. No, there's like 500 feet plus holes with crazy dog legs and just a forest of trees. So there were many times we had to reshoot the drone footage.
Yeah,
because it's like we don't know where the basket is here, and it constantly just changing in elevation up and down. It was a hike.
Do you utilize like UDisc, like layout?
We tried so the story of reason why we even said that is because we were trying to figure out when we were going to get this footage done, the drone footage, and to scout, because it helps doing broadcast. It helps to know where we put catch cam and stuff like that. And so we looked on UDisc, and I'm like, oh, this looks a little bigger than I thought. And then I'm like, there's a par 5. I'm like, that's over 1,100 feet. And I'm like, this might be a small problem. And so, yeah, actually we use UDisc to realize how much trouble we were actually in. Darren did the math on it, and I think he said it was as long as one of the major courses that was on, like, recently on the Pro Tour. Yep. Like in the same kind of like distance, like feet. It was a hike. We counted at the end when we like doors shut in the car. We're like, all right, let's go get some food. We counted 18,000 steps on our watch.
That's a good disc golf round right there.
Yeah, a lot. But it was worth it.
Yeah.
Sincerely, like I'm not just plugging it because we did it. It's a disc golf round that you want to show your friends in terms of this is how hype disc golf can be
and how beautiful that property is. I think that was my number one reason why. Well, one of the main reasons why I wanted y'all out there. I wanted to showcase Justin's property. It is a 100% pro level on tour course. Like it is that championship level course. When you go there, I mean, just pulling up, you see all the hard work that's gone into the course. You see the crazy stuff he has to deal with the mesquite and all that brush. And then he has those stakes out. Everything is OB lined. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has it all ready for you all year round.
That's crazy.
So when you go and you play a casual round, whenever he has it open, and when you go play a tournament, the course is going to look the same.
That's awesome.
So you can't. It's a TD's dream. I mean, you can't beat it. If you want to go TD an event there, Justin's going to have the place ready. So you're getting that bang for your buck.
For sure. And if you're, depending on what kind of disc golf you like, which I like forests. I like, tricky angles. I like having to calculate. It's the opposite of a like ball golf type course. And so, but it's good because we pulled, as we were driving up to it, we're like, oh, we're still like 7 miles away, and we're already in the boonies, like turning left at people's random houses. We're like single road type, like single car roads at that point. So it is, you get excited. There's a small like weird part of your brain that gets excited as you're making that drive, because they're like, we're going into the woods for this. And it's insane how well the grass was kept, because there's more than a few island holes there.
Oh yeah.
And it looks beautiful. The grass is perfectly trimmed. There's no confusion about it. And that's without the flags, let alone with all the hard work to like maintain and put flags and stuff too.
Yeah, no, just a beautiful piece of property. He's done a hell of a job. So shout out to Justin Davis. We'll kind of go into more of what the process took for him to get that. Cause I don't know if you remember, but we originally did talk to Justin when he first got that property.
I think I do remember that.
And he was just designing the course. So we were kind of going, so it's crazy because he also designed the zip in Hilotes.
Nice.
Which is San Antonio area. So he designed that piece of property. And
He's a good course designer.
Oh, solid. Very solid. So shout out to Justin. But the round that you filmed was absolutely amazing. I want to jump back into the fact that you are now doing the Player4 Productions and kind of highlight what you're going to do, and then highlight where we collab, because that's something that we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
So on the we're trying to highlight more Texas disc golf. I think we have a big enough market here where we have enough tournaments. A lot of that has to do with the hot tour. So the Justices and Zach and those guys at Mint Discs have really pushed for that to become something big, to where a lot of the touring pros that are from Texas might not necessarily need to be out on the tour full time in order to get that high level play.
That makes sense.
And what my vision is for y'all, and I think we kind of align, is that I think Player4 Productions is going to be that production company that helps them take it to that next level. And I'm not just specifically saying the hot tour. I'm talking about events all over Texas.
Yeah,
and maybe not to limit you to just Texas, but obviously that's where we're at.
I mean, we're a big state.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of
exactly. Yeah. So for people that don't get it, like, and I'm sure they do because we talk about it all the time as Texas.
We'll drive 5-6+ hours to go to another city, and like it's just.
And then you keep going another like 6-7 hours past that city, and you're still in Texas.
Yeah, it's a thing where it's like, oh, like when we were trying right now, we're in the phase of we're trying to, get the expose ourselves and really show people what we can do. And so we're like, oh, look at this event. And we look and it's like, it is 5 hours away from each of us, which is me and my 3 guys. One's in Dallas, one's in Wichita Falls, which is very, very North Texas. And so trying to find a tournament that's within a couple hours from us that's already a thing. But that's, Texas. When we did our market research to figure out, or before we decided to commit to this, there's just not a lot of production, like broadcast production of the Texas disc golf scene. You have a few guys like Trail Candy, and I believe that Heiser Media has done a few things, but the guy doesn't live here. Like in Texas, getting these really passionate B tiers and A tiers and stuff, like it's not being shown. And so that's where we feel like we can come in and step in. It's like, let's just show these insane courses that you think of Texas, you think of dry, flat land. There's so much more than that here in Texas in terms of disc golf. So that's what we're excited to show people. And hopefully as the ball gets rolling, we'll be able to do more and more coverage and bigger events and really just show the disc golf scene here in Texas, because we're pretty big. We're pretty, active.
Yeah. So that brings me to my next question. Everything you bring, equipment, hours worked, it's a lot.
Yes, it is.
How are you getting paid?
Right now with the likes and comments. No, we're not. That was something too that we had to adjust and like on the fly and learn, because I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know the viewer, the listener. Not a lot of money in disc golf right now.
And you know what? They need to hear it. Also, they need to hear what you're doing, because what I feel is you're giving the disc golf community something huge, which is your time.
Yes.
And time is money.
Yeah, it really is. Like, just like I mentioned, we had to go do the drone footage, just got the locations, and cameras aren't cheap. People might think, oh, you have a camera. Well, the camera we're shooting this on right now is like a $4,000 camera. It's on a $2,000 lens. It's got, we got all these, these are the cheap $300 lights. These are $400 mics per, it's production is very expensive. It's prohibitive just to get into. Mm. And so having the equipment that can survive out in the wild. So disc golf courses, dirt, wind, grass, we're doing that. The event itself, if it's most big A tiers are, 3 days, that's 3 days worth of coverage we have to do. And that's maybe 5% of the work. And then the rest of it is me on my computer going at it, my guys doing graphics and stuff. And so that's
all the stuff that they don't see.
Yeah. The little thing of the number changing. Oh, look, a birdie, we had to look up how do we do that? It takes effort, it takes time. And so that's a huge endeavor to get into. That part alone, it takes a lot of time and effort, and the time I'm doing that is time I'm not doing the work that pays me, that pays my my bills, feeds my family, takes care of my kids. Like, to say this is a passion project is kind of putting it lightly.
Yeah, no, true. And I think like when you were breaking it down for me, you were saying that one of your buddies had did something like this, and he broke it down hourly. Yeah. And you're getting paid like $5 an hour.
Yeah, basically. I got to give that to I think Trevor from Trail Candy. I met him up at the Lucky Ace Open, and we were just kind of, it's a thing of camaraderie among like videographers, production people. Of like, I asked him, because we're pretty new to this. From like, what do you guys ask for money wise for this? Because what I would typically ask for if this was not, disc golf, if this was anyone else, would be in the pretty mid thousands for an event like this. And he's like, bro, there's like no money. And so he's like, he got paid. He did, Joe Candy did, I think, big arms. And he broke down. He's like, I got paid basically $5 an hour by the end of like, the job is complete. I have given to the deliverable. And I'm like, that's the passion part of disc golf, or that, our love for the sport. And so that's with Player4 Productions and with, me specifically, and, my relationship with Lucky Ace and stuff. It's like, I want to help the sport, and I want to be able to use what I can do to help benefit the sport. And so I feel like that's kind of missing here. Like I said, in Texas, of, you got all these cool A tiers and the hot tour, and there's even the wildflower tour and all these tours that are kind of big deals. Just no one can see them unless you're there.
Yeah.
Playing in it.
No, absolutely. No, but I love what you're doing. And I love that we're talking about this, because it is something that you have to discuss when starting, obviously, a business.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of came up with an idea to start. This is obviously not going to be like the business plan, but to kind of help TDs get your stuff done by AJ and his crew. If there's not an amount of money that you're able to pay, one of the best things that we've decided to ask for is the whole sponsorships.
Yeah.
If the TDs allow us to take over on whole sponsors, we can go out, get the sponsorship money for you, to pay for AJ's services. And that would be at least like 18 holes. Mm-hmm. We haven't really set a price yet on a lot of them. Each event is going to be different.
Yeah.
Obviously. We got A tiers lined up, but B tiers obviously will be a little different, and we understand that. But that's going to be like the easiest way for us right now to not only help us, but help you as a TD, expose your event and really give your sponsors a big bang for their buck, instead of just like, hey, we're going to slap your logo on a T sign that if it gets, storm weather, that can easily, it's happened to me. Even just the dew in the morning from the weather.
Most TDs are going to go to their printer and print out the thing and
absolutely
tape it to a stick. And my thing with that is like, who's looking at it? The players are the only ones going to be looking at those T signs, and YouTube, and, basically just YouTube. Thousands of people can see it, and the people that aren't, already in disc golf, and they're like, why would I need to buy more discs? I'm already a disc golfer. Like, to me, it's why you want to pay for advertising. Is you want to get people that are not already clients, brought in and exposed to, your business, your whatever, your restaurant, your whatever, your small town, your small business. That's what we feel like is a benefit.
Yeah. And I think Live Oak's going to be a great example of that as well, because I know the city loves to put money into the event. And the number one thing that they're always telling us is we want to highlight our local businesses. Mm-hmm. And this is a great way for them to do so. So I don't know if you've told anybody. Yeah, I know we announced one of the events that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk about it. We're going to be doing Loso. That's, a big deal.
Loso was the one that's not out yet that we've already lined up with Amy that we're going to go ahead and film. 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds, 3 different courses.
2
courses. Okay, well that's
yeah.
Hearing
that's a big yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, even if we do, it's like an hour each. That would have been 3 hours. So okay, so 2 courses. 3 rounds, and they're beautiful courses. I'm very excited. I've gone the last 2 years for Lucky Ace stuff, and it's always a highlight. I love the city. They care so much about disc golf, and
the mayor's
coming out and stuff. All the businesses that pop up. It's like, wow, it's a silly game where we're throwing frisbees at metal chains, and
those businesses pay to be there. Like they pay and they sponsor our event just so they can come and show off what they have.
That's awesome. And hundreds of people there too playing.
Like you said, it's not just disc golfers, or not just like a disc golf shops or anything like that. We had Dutch Bros out there.
Heck yeah.
We had Stretch Zone
Yeah.
You know, I'm giving him a shout out because, man, they came out. This guy came out and was stretching out our players for free. Well,
That's incredible.
he paid to sponsor the event and then came and was giving out free stretches, which I am a little disappointed that I didn't because I was so busy. But man, this old man could use a nice stretch. But yeah, no, that's a big event that we're gonna do. But I think also the one that's coming up soon is going to be one of the biggest events that you've done, obviously.
Yeah, we're a bit of trial by fire. I've been doing video stuff for 17 years now, so I'm very confident in my ability, but definitely it's like we're doing disc golf stuff. We went from a C tier in North Texas to the Lucky Ace Open to now at the end of the month, we're going to be doing Texas State's.
A tier, not just A tier, it is a qualifier on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So it's like, and there's not any coverage on it. And so it's a big event handled by Gorilla Disc Golf. Shout out to Chris Vandegrift and Pat. I'd always call him Puffy, P Diddy, but you can't do that anymore. Like cool you know what I mean. So it's like I was gonna say his nickname, but I was like, wait, we probably shouldn't.
I want to rebrand it. That's fine.
Yeah, that's no longer.
Yeah, so we're very much looking forward to that. We're very grateful that we're able to do that because it is a big deal. And so we feel like I know that we can do it. And it's an event that, a lot of Texas people, a lot of Texas disc golfers know about, passionate about. I think it's already filled and stuff. Like it's a big deal.
It's exciting too. Because and this is just me like giving you the inside scoop, and the Pro Tour is a great thing for the disc golf community in Houston, or whatever area it is in Texas, but it's been in Houston for the last few years. It's great, you know what I mean? And it's awesome to see the pros, and then you have all these spectators come out. But for the local disc golf players, local pros, stuff like that, and just the pros in Texas, it is because of the way the Pro Tour set up, you have to be over 1,000 rated, and it's tiered entry. So they more than likely not all of them are going to get to the event. Let's just be honest.
Sure.
So for it to now not necessarily be on the Pro Tour, a lot of the Texas players are excited because now it's like old school Texas States, where now it's a real Texas State champion from Texas. A lot of times you're going to have people from Louisiana and Oklahoma come down and play. And then there's going to be people that travel, but it is a true Texas State event now.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I know a lot of people have been kind of buzzing on that. So sure. It's an exciting event. And if it wasn't, us, it's definitely the best people to run the event, obviously, is Gorilla. I mean, and I'm just trying to pat ourselves on the back. Gorilla Disc Golf really, they set the bar for events in this area. They're doing the biggest and the best events, and then and they go above and beyond all the time. Chris Vandegrift's a good friend of mine, so he's actually had us run Northside Christian Church for the last couple of years, which we'll be doing again as well with Brian Trahan as your TD. So shout out to Brian and David for all the hard work they're doing out there. Those guys kill it for not just us, but for the disc golf community that plays Northside Christian Church. Have you played there yet?
No, I haven't played there yet. One of the few courses within 30, 45 minute range I haven't actually played yet.
Probably one of the best courses in the area. I am a big TAT fan, so Texas Army Trail is my favorite Houston course. I know all those Cypress guys are going to be excited that I shout them out, but they do. We
got to cover Texas Army Trail. There's got to be a big
event.
There.
Well, that's where the Texas State's gonna be.
Is that one of? Oh, really?
So it's Brock.
Yeah.
Army Trail, Brock.
I thought it was Brock. I thought there were the two courses on Brock.
There's two courses, but the FPO plays the other one.
Oh, I'm super excited now.
Yeah,
I didn't
realize we're gonna get Texas Army Trail on film.
That's gonna look so beautiful. That's such a beautiful.
There's
course.
A lot of people that I know that are super excited.
I'm just thinking of the drone footage on that big water on 18.
Yeah,
you got to throw.
Oh my gosh,
that's gonna be a cool drone.
It used to be worse.
Really?
Yeah, there used to be a tree there that has, because of the erosion, it's fallen. And before that tree fell in Texas States in 2018, or Ep.1.
Yeah.
Yuli actually aced that hole.
That's crazy. Holy cow.
Yeah, with a forehand. So
yeah, I'm excited. It's a great opportunity. And also to clarify too, like I'm not Player4. We're not looking to make money in the sense of like make this our living. We just want to not operate at a loss. Basically,
yeah.
This gas is not cheap. Cameras stuff, it's wear and tear, batteries and crap. Like the big thing right now is we need the proper tools and equipment to deliver what we want to really deliver for disc golf. You see the PDGA and Jomez, they've got these $7,000, $10,000 cameras, and it's like, we don't need that, but we need the right tools so that, you guys can experience it. And that's why, like I said, video is prohibitive to get into.
Yeah.
You can't shoot this on your iPhone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, so I'm excited. I'm just glad that we're now going to be highlighting Texas disc golf, which is what I'll jump into with Lucky Ace and the Lucky Ace podcast. I'm not going to be we're not going to be really touching too much on the Pro Tour. I think there's plenty of podcasts that do that, and they do that well, and they have regular access. I'm not at every event. I do go to a lot of events, but I'm not at every event, and I don't get I do get the inside scoop on a lot.
Yeah, but if you want to maintain relationships, you're not dishing the scoop.
Yeah,
out.
and it's obvious who I'd get it from, so that's why we don't talk about those things that they tell me in confidence. But yeah, we won't be really covering much unless there's something really cool that we just want to talk about, or one of our friends wins or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely cover that part of it. But yeah, no, as far as the Pro Tour, we're gonna kind of stay away from. We want to focus on local Texas events, Texas players, and just keep everything local. I was gonna also, but the caddy stories.
Okay.
Those will still be here because I'll still be caddying until I get fired again, and then get the job back, but then get fired again. I'll still be caddying, so you're still gonna get those stories on tour.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like I'm talking about like the tour coverage, like the first 3 cards all the time, like we're not gonna be focused much on that. You can watch that on others.
Yeah, either you've seen it, and so we're not bringing anything new, or you're listening to the other dozen disc golf podcasts that throw in their armchair expertise on.
And I'm excited to highlight this scene that we have here, because we have a huge scene.
Yeah.
Not just Houston. San Antonio has a really cool scene that's not really like talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Because Austin is right down the road, and it's literally the disc golf capital of the world. So been titled that.
Really?
It really is. Yeah.
I thought you were being a little, hyperbolic. That's crazy.
No, it's the disc golf capital of the world. I mean, they have, I think there's numbers out there. There's math stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Austin, and Mint has such a big scene over there as well. They got their headquarters.
Yeah.
Sprinkle Valley is just great. So you'll see us covering events like that. And like I said, our local Texas pros, which there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of up and coming. I think you've highlighted Zach a few times, 2 times. Now?
Yeah, of our 2, it was just pure coincidence. This small little C tier in North Texas, Zach Nash showed up, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then he, spoiled. No, he actually did not. No, Zach. No, okay, no, sorry. So we actually covered Zach Nash on a round that we did not release because it was our very first time we practiced, and we were like, we need to try again. So then River Rampage was the first one we put out. But yeah, we covered Zach the first time, and watching him like real pro, like he's not a local dude who lives in the town, tear up a local course is insane. And you can see it in the Turkey Ridge video too. Their brains work different. Mm-hmm. they see lines and they think of just the most bizarre shots for these holes that we otherwise would do a normal shot on. Yeah,
no, and Zach is an up and comer. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when he won the NADGT event.
Okay.
In Austin, the amateurs.
Okay.
So he won that in Austin, and whenever you win that, you get paid fat. It's like one of the biggest purses for an MA1. Mm-hmm. So they play MPO, but they're MA1. So it's basically their last event. If they win, you know what I mean? It's their last event as MA1, because then they're gonna get a fat check.
Yeah.
So Zach was part of that. Like, so he's been crushing for a little while now, and now he's starting to step out on tour more. We need to get him on the show for sure.
Darren, who he's part of Player 4 and stuff. You'll hear him on the podcast here in the future. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, he's probably one of the farthest throwers in the world. And I'm like, okay, sure. You know, how far can he throw? You know, I'm used to seeing Mason and all them throw. I'll spoil, I guess, the par 5 at Turkey Ridge, Darren or catch cam, because we only have 3 camera guys in a par 5. We're like, oh, we'll split to where you would think the furthest they can possibly throw off the tee. So Darren was like way down. He was maybe, honest to God, 500 feet. He was at the end right before it turned in for that long stretch before getting to the basket. And Zach threw his disc, and Darren has said, he mentioned in a commentary, he didn't see the disc because it managed to go over his head and land behind him, OB. But he managed to send it over Darren's head, who was sarcastically far down the fairway. So yeah, Zach Nash is that dude's nasty. That dude crushes.
And most of the time, it's like a mid range.
Watching these dudes, and even, you know, Mason and stuff too, throwing 400 feet with a freaking Mustang and stuff, like a 5-speed disc. I've
seen him throw a bullet 400 feet.
These dudes are built different.
And I'm like doing everything I can to get a bullet to go like 250.
Yeah, right. I'm throwing my freaking fairway drive. If it's 300 feet or plus, I'm throwing 7-speed, 10-speed, whatever I can, because it's like my mid range goes 200 something feet, because that's where I'm at, and I'm trying to be better. But yeah, that's what we want to highlight, you know, these Texas dudes. And that's something that even mentioning, I assume we're not going to talk about it, but you know, with the disc golf world stuff, that it's topical disc golf. Mentioning,
we could talk about it.
I feel like their point that which I agree with, about them not being able to do their coverage like they did last few years or so, is they're not going to be able to highlight the not lead card guys. You know, everyone knows the big top, I'll even say 50 dudes, you know, the Paul McBeths and the Mason Fords and the, you know, all those, but the guys that are really good, but just not, I mean, maybe they're 5 years out from being at that level. They deserve to be seen, and you know, they're also sponsored, and they have something to show. And I feel like, you know, for me personally, you know, Paul McBeth is incredible. People I'm watching him play for like 18 something years. I'd like to see someone new, some young guy who've never heard of, play the game differently and new. And that's where I feel like we, you know, whether it be the Luckiest Podcast on us talk about it, or even Player4 Productions show these dudes that have not had their chance on film yet.
Yep. And there's a lot of them. The Texas scene is a lot bigger than the most people that are outside of Texas know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of touring pros come from Texas, some of the best. You know, Mason, obviously. I think Mason's still highest rated in Texas.
Let's go.
My guy, you know what I mean? A little biased, but
yeah, we're hardly impartial about it. Like that's Northwest stuff. And that's, I mean, yeah, he's I would say, like, definitely like the pride of Texas in terms of when he shows up on tour, plus being sponsored by Mint, you know, it's a big deal of like Texas. Hey, and
dude. Zach's there. I mean, Zach's there too. Bradley, OG.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird calling him OG. I think he's like, no, he's older than me. I thought he was younger, but I found out he was older, which is cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, Brad, the OG, man. Like Brad is, I mean, he's been on tour for a while now. Probably the longest Texas player, I want to say, that's been on tour, besides like, well, Paige lives in Dallas. She really claims Florida. But yeah, no, Brad, man. Brad's such an amazing player. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's been there for a while. He taught a lot of people their form. I mean, there's a point where a lot of people, you could say, and you could probably still say it, that Brad has like the best form on tour.
That's saying something.
Yeah. He just couldn't throw as far.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to get that in his game. We played I went out to, okay, we'll get a story time in.
All right.
Before we end everything, because I think we touched everything I want to touch for this episode, and then, you know, we'll have a lot more to come. Oh, I got the big reveal. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, we got to do that
too. It's fine.
The biggest thing. Totally forgot. No big deal. Yeah, we went out. It was me, Valerie Mondahano, Mason Ford, and we were traveling to. I was meeting them at the ranch. Shout out to Adam Case. We're meeting at the ranch to play around, and Brad ended up meeting us out there. And I've met Brad like probably like 20 times, and he knows me, you know. But every time I meet him, he acts like he has no idea who I am.
How much
I don't know if he really does or doesn't, or like you know,
like, hi, you know, disc golf fan, nice to meet you.
He's just fucking with me, you know what I mean?
That'd
Like
be funny, yeah.
you know. Anyway, so we know, yeah, no, funny, right? Me playing with like, oh, let's go play the ranch.
Yeah,
like,
that's gotta suck.
I was a little nervous, and you know, but Val helped me out. She kind of bailed me out, really. She goes, hey, so do you want to play doubles while they play singles? And I was like, yes.
Thank God.
We went with like,
let's just go best shot doubles.
Shots.
Yeah, I was just like,
no, hold on. Let me give her props. All right, she slayed those guys. I'm talking like hole 4. Wait, is it 4? Yeah, hole 4. Tough par 4, right? Straight shot. Then it's got to like push and kind of fade left on a good skip, just to be able to have a shot to get to the basket. And most of the time, 100% of the time that I play that hole, I've never been able to get a good enough shot to where I'm able to go for the basket on the second. Val just picked that shot straight, faded. And when we got up, she outdrove all of them, Mason and Brad.
Dang.
And me. No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, it's understood. It's assumed.
Yeah, like I can throw as far as Val, but when it comes to like hitting my line in the woods,
consistency and
I can't throw that far. No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, anyways, Val, she really, we went with 90% of her shots.
I'm sure.
And the 10% were just like the drop-ins that I did after she parked it.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear with that is, I mean, I'm terrible and I know I'm terrible, but like my biggest fear with that is like you holding up everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Where if it's a par 3 and stuff, they're parking it off the tee.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you're the dude that's like, oh God.
Can't even get to I can't even. And the thing is like, okay, do I play from the longs and embarrass myself, or do I play from the shorts and embarrass myself? Like where do we want to?
You got to take your licks, I guess. Go in the longs and then just hope to pray to whatever God you believe in that you get lucky.
Yeah.
You just or embarrass yourself. And either way.
Yeah. So Val, she bailed me out. I mean, I joke, but I played okay. Brad gave me a little pointer, kind of changed my game. So shout out to Brad. Like he was just like, dude, you're throwing good. It's just your nose angle.
That's a good feeling.
And I was like, I think, I don't know, like I've been trying to fix my nose angle for so long, and I think it was really just a confidence thing. And when Brad told me that, I was like, oh, good, but I'm gonna good. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Brad's form, like I said, one of the top. So for him to say that, I was like, all right, well, he's got to be right. Yeah. So I really focused on it. One thing that my coach Val taught me, it's like pouring tea. She's like, it's pouring tea. You know what I mean? And I'm like, pouring tea. Oh, okay. That I see. I get that. So
I still don't understand. You always hear that like pouring tea, pouring coffee. How are they pouring in there? How do they pour coffee?
So you go like this?
Well, yeah, because I hold the thing and I tip it like this. So I don't know. This is not a good analogy for me.
I guess it's like the fancy way of doing it. You go like this. Because you know when you
I guess like you
go like this.
Sure, okay.
And then you kind of.
In my mind, I guess like I'm trying not to get stuck in the metaphor, but if you get a pot of coffee,
well, that's why they don't say pouring coffee.
Okay, well then you're pouring tea, I guess, for someone else. Because in my mind, if the cup is in your hand, like in one hand, how are you pitching?
You're right.
You know, how are you taking the pitcher and like pouring it like that? So I guess you're pouring tea into someone else's cup. There, I can visualize the metaphor there. So that
yeah, there you go.
Clarifies.
There we go. Pouring tea into somebody else's cup.
Yeah, I always hear like, oh, pour coffee. I'm like, how?
You're like,
yeah, the cup is in my left hand. In what world am I pouring like this? Yeah, so that's
pouring tea.
Good to know. But yeah, maybe my nose angle will get improved now.
She's got me to work on that, and man, it's done. It feels so weird, obviously. Yeah, when you're doing something right. Especially in disc golf. Shit.
Yeah. No, for sure. I've got that thing. I played the worst. The last round I played was the worst round I've played probably since I've started like playing semi-serious. And it's just like the thing where I'm like, I bet if and like I had a moment just like at home, just doing my stupid little things in the kitchen. And I'm like, I'm going to tear it up next round in my mind. And then I'm sure the same thing is going to happen where I'm going to botch it all. And then
I've done that so many times, like in my living room, like fixing my form and like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't wait to
I'm
get out on the course.
Tear it up next round.
Dude,
and then nope.
Just like, yeah, it's horrible. But no, yeah. So we played great. We didn't really keep score. It was really just kind of like have fun.
That's always good to have.
I thought we played amazing though. Like I said, Val was absolutely crushing it. So, that's a property as well that is absolutely amazing and only an hour away from Seguin, the Turkey Ridge.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no, I've been there once, and look forward to going back one day.
Well, Adam bought the property right next to it, which is a smaller property, but it has a couple cabins and a stocked pond. So you can go fishing. I've stopped by there because it's literally halfway point for me to San Antonio and Houston.
That's cool.
So I've stopped by there and gone fishing a couple times. Shout out to Jamie because Jamie's been out there when I stop by and he'll fish with me. But yeah. So I want to kind of finish this with the big reveal, and we'll start the big reveal by kind of giving you a little bit of a backstory. My first ever event that I've ever vended was 2021, Texas State Am Dubs up at Shawshank. It was run by Matt Stillwagon, a TD in the Houston area that was really big for Northside Chain Gang when they were really booming. And he's had this event. I've heard 7 years. I heard a lot of people say 7 years, but I thought it was 10. So I'm gonna have to do
either way. It's been a while,
but he's been running that for a while. So shout out to Matt. He had originally asked me to vend when I first started Lucky Ace. So this was my first event, and it was a huge payout. And I remember finishing out that weekend, and that's where it literally changed my life. I was like, oh man, like we can do this. Like
this is gonna be disc golf forever.
Yeah. Fast forward. No. But anyway, that was my first event to vend. Not only that, the year before I had vended the event, me and my guy John Bowen won our division. So
Nice.
we are Texas State Am champions.
You can say Texas State champ. You don't need to clarify
The Am part?
it's Am or Dubs or anything
Dubs.
like that.
Yeah, George, I'm a Texas champ, dude. You know that? MA3. We don't have to clarify that either. That was before there was a MA4. So MA3 was the absolute lowest you could win. But whatever. I'm a champion.
Yeah.
So yeah, this event is special. About 3 or 4 months ago, I got a call from Matt Stillwagon, and he was letting me know that Shawshank is going to be closing because they're going to have to sell the property. Mr. Dufresne passed away, and he was the owner of the property. Shout out to him, and may he rest in peace. He allowed us to have so many great memories, camping memories, and just amazing disc golf adventures for years. So it's going to be a big loss. But I don't want to focus too much on that part because
Get to the good news part.
yeah, because that is a little sad. And shout out to Steve, the son, who is the one that allows us and who set up the course and everything. Thanks for all the years. It's been an amazing place, an amazing event too, because Texas State Dub used to be at Snow Farm. Now it's been at, and I think that 7 years comes from Shawshank. I think it's been there for 7 years. So yeah, it's sad, right? Things coming to an end, but when things come to an end, there's always new beginnings, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was smooth, right? That was a good transfer.
Yeah.
New beginnings. So Matt called me, and Lucky Ace, he asked for Lucky Ace to take the torch and run Texas State AM Dubs next year in 2026.
That's exciting.
And which was honestly, it was such a buzz when I got there. I went Sunday. Last day of the event, because I wanted to be there when he announced, and then just kind of help out any way I could, and touch tables. I like to, right. I like to just see all the players, and I like to see how they're doing. So we started doing that. Me and Lance went out there. We started doing that. Ran into a bunch of friends. It's a good time as always. But as soon as I got there, I didn't even get to walk onto the property. Justin Ellsworth. I call him. They say Justin, give him Hellsworth.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
It is kind of dope, right? Mm-hmm. So shout out to Justin. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, so I heard," and I was like, "Oh man,
I heard a rumor.
I heard you're gonna be taking over." I was like, "Oh, maybe."
I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah. No, I told him because it's Justin. And I was like, "Yeah, man. Matt asked us to take it over," and immediately, where are you gonna go? And I was like,
I'm sure that's the $1 million question that the second it was announced,
throughout the whole day, the news was coming out, and everybody was asking me that question. Well, where are you taking it? Obviously because Shawshank is not going to be available. But I also like what I was telling them. I think my vision for this event is now to truly make it like I shouldn't say truly make it a Texas event, but I want it to move. I want it to move around each year. I don't want it to stay in one area. I want this event to actually travel, because there's a lot of players that I've noticed each year travel far to come play this event at Shawshank, all over the state. I mean, it is a Texas State event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and travel with it, and everyone was asking me, and I did let them in a little bit. I was like, look, I got 2 places in mind that I really like. Okay. And they kind of knew immediately what that was. There was people, the ranch. Yeah, the ranch. That's where it's gonna be. And then somebody brought up Turkey Ridge, because I just run an event there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, look, this is what I'm looking for in a property. I'm gonna have to be honest about this event, because the core of this event is camping, right?
Okay.
Yes, we could go to public parks and work out a way for people to camp at city property.
Sure.
But if you knew what goes on,
what is the cliche of disc golf? You got the tie dye hippie. There's consumption.
There's consumption, and I think that it'd just be best if we kept this event at a private property.
I think everyone would be in agreement there. City officials would agree. Cops would agree. Kids at the playground would agree.
Yes,
I think it's the smart move.
So that's where I'm going to, keep that at the core, is the camping. And I want the players to come out and have a good time, because a lot of these people come out here to have a good time and shoot like shit.
I stopped by as well on the last day, and it was just fun. It was kind of reinvigorating for me as well to see dudes that were playing rough. The holes were not eaten in a good way, like not easy, like that one downhill one that we were kind of set up at. And seeing people because I took my family. My wife's never been to a disc golf tournament at all at any degree. And so when she saw a couple of dudes, shanking it right off the tee, she's like, I thought this was like a state championship. And I'm like, babe, they could have called this, disc throw downhill tournament. You name it, whatever you want. She's like, I thought this was like a super official.
It's AM too.
Yeah, I'm like, they're just here to have fun, baby. And it's doubles. So one dude can suck the entire time, and as long as his partner picks him up.
And it's tough too, because when you were watching, they were playing worst shot at the end, teeing off. So it's like they have to go with the worst shot each time. And it's not tough shot, it's worst shot. So
the other team,
whoever makes the putt, your partner also has to make the putt. If he doesn't, then you have to go with the worst shot.
As far as skill goes, I think worst shot is the better way to go. Fun wise, yeah, you probably want to go best shot if you want to keep spirits high. But I think worst shot is frankly the more like skill based game.
They only do it for 3 holes. So they do it with the final 9. So they do 3 holes worst shot, 3 holes alternate.
Everyone was complaining, or like in a good way, but like everyone was complaining about which holes you guys picked for the worst shot.
Yeah, no, and that's the fun in it. You know, Matt's really good about that. He wants to make that to where that final 9, you could be 5, 6 strokes back from the lead, and in 1 hole you're in the mix.
There you go.
And that's what that worst shot does to you.
You think you're gonna keep that up?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. We're gonna do pretty much same style.
Okay.
That Stillwagon did, but maybe a little bit of added extra that Lucky Ace is known to add to the events.
Okay.
I won't give away too much now, but I do have the vision, and I already told you one thing, and that's that I'm going to be moving this every year. It's not going to be something that we keep at one place. Okay, so I'll go ahead and let y'all know where next year's Texas State AmDubs Disc Golf Championship will be. It's such a big name.
It really is.
I kept saying that when I was announcing, because when I went, Matt had me announce the final 9 on certain divisions, and each card I'm like the 2025 Texas State AmDubs Disc Golf Championship of the world.
Yeah, it's a lot of syllables.
It's a lot, you know. We'll figure that out too. We gotta have a better way of doing that. But anyway, so for 2026, I told y'all that I was gonna keep it between these 2 courses, the Ranch and Turkey Ridge.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell y'all next episode. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and I've already talked to him. We're gonna do it at the Ridge. We're gonna do it at Turkey Ridge,
Nice.
At the same property that AJ shot for the Lucky Ace Open.
Yeah, so if you want to scout the course, watch our coverage of it.
You can, yeah, you can check out the property. But here's the thing, and this was like something I'd already thought about, and I did hear little whispers when I was telling people about this. It's a tough course.
It's a very tough course, and if you're a disc golfer, that should be encouraging and should be exciting.
Exactly. It's a tough course. It is a championship level, like we said earlier. So
hole 1 is a double island. It's an island to another island. So that's how you start the course,
dude. It can be brutal, and this is an AM only event, right? So just to assure y'all, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this work. Justin actually has put this property into a par 3 format.
Interesting.
Before, and he also now has longs, shorts, and some holes have like, because the ladies tee pads when they came out for that event, the Wildflower event.
Okay.
So, not to worry, we're gonna get to working and figuring out a layout that works for this event. Okay, I don't want y'all to think like, oh dang, like I saw that it, you know, Mason and Freddie and them shot 4 down on their first round. Like that's yeah. And they're touring pros, so it's like, ooh, that's gonna be a tough course. Yeah, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it fun. I know I brought up the Ranch. I love the Ranch. They already have a camping championship that they do there. So, you know, I decided on doing Turkey Ridge because it's a great piece of property. You can't go wrong with either, but Turkey Ridge is going to be where it's at. Justin Davis is super excited about showing y'all his property. It is private. It is in the middle of nowhere.
Like I mentioned, boonies
in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking like you're going to see the whole Milky Way, you know what I mean, at night.
I bet that's beautiful.
It is. And camping is going to be so much fun out there. There's plenty of room. There's enough room for Justin to put another course, which he's been saying that he's going to be doing. So there's plenty of room out there.
There's a full driving range.
Yeah.
There, like with turf and stuff.
You got a full driving range, putting area. You got camping area. He's got a barn out there that he's going to be putting a pro shop in.
Nice.
And hopefully, you know, as your TD for the 2026 Texas State, I forgot, AM Dubs Championship, disc golf championship.
Yeah, we definitely got to shorten that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, me being your TD, I'm going to try to make the experience a great one. I am excited to bring what we bring, but I got to use that saying, like, I wouldn't be here unless I stood on the shoulders of giants.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Me and Stillwagon, we go back. We've butted heads before, but man, I respect him, and I'm very thankful for him thinking of us when he thought of who to give this event to. I know it's super special to him. So I know it really means a lot to him, and I'm honored. I'm absolutely honored. I had a lot of people on the course that were excited about us taking over, and excited to where we're going to take it, and that kind of lit a fire in me, because of all the stuff that we've been going through the last year and a half. It hasn't been like the greatest of times for us, just sure. Being honest. So to hear that there's still that want and that fire and other people to see Lucky Ace do well, put a fire in my belly. So I want to bring the biggest and best event for Texas State AM Dubs, and we will. And at Turkey Ridge, like I said, we're gonna make a layout that's gonna work. It's gonna be tough. That's what we want. It's a championship level course. I mean, for a championship event.
You don't want to I don't know the right word is, like a wimpy, freaking basically a pitch putt type course.
And Shawshank's not.
Yeah, I mean, you're here to have a good time, but you're still there to play a game.
Oh, so
yeah. Y'all are gonna play a game at Turkey Ridge. I'm very excited for that.
I'm excited. Cool. I'm excited. So yeah, that's all I had for this episode. I feel like I think we're going to get more consistent with this.
Yeah.
Still working out all the content we're going to bring. We're still going to bring you guests. We always want to bring you live, but I think, with all the people that we know are so spread out, we'll just bring them in remotely.
Yeah, we may have to. And yeah, we're, like I said, I think the refocusing of Lucky Ace, we're going to be trying to stick with Texas disc golf. So we know the Texas disc golf scene, whatever's going on here,
and all the TDs out there that want to get your event shown post production by Player4 Productions. Hit us up, me or AJ. We'll go over what we have to do in order for them to get out there, and what type of sponsorships that we can help them raise. So yeah, just reach out to us. AJ, you got socials?
Yeah, everything is under Player4 now. So Instagram, basically just Instagram and Facebook. Player4 Productions, YouTube, Player4 Productions. It'll be in the show notes. And yeah, definitely look forward to our coverage of Texas States. And the end, by the time this is out, probably pretty quickly, probably the next week or two, we'll have our coverage of Texas States, and that's going to be very exciting, good time, and definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, perfect. And then you can reach me on Lucky Ace Discs at everything. Except for YouTube, it'd be Lucky Ace TV. Yeah, check us out on luckyacedisc.com. We still have the shop online. We have some new stuff coming, some new jerseys. I got AJ one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, be on the lookout, and I appreciate y'all sticking with us so far.